Hi there, this is Kelly from Moonbeam Gems Tarot, and I'm going to be doing your weekend element rune spread, okay, for the weekend of July 3rd to the 5th, okay? So for those of you who are subscribed to my channel, welcome back. I truly appreciate all your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. And for those of you who are new to my channel, do stick around for a brief little intro before we get started. So I am an intuitive reader. My messages are timeless and they're not really date specific. I mean, the date is there, but it's there for organizational purposes. Okay, watch the video. If it resonates, awesome. If it doesn't, that's because it's probably our prediction and can be happening in the next couple weeks to couple months to even up to a year. Okay, if you don't resonate with this video, please do watch the previous one. I will be linking it at the end of this video, so just at the end you'll have two videos linked. One is going to be the one that was 2 weeks, because it is a bi-weekly video. So I will link that one, and I will also link the last pick a card reading that I did for June, and I believe that was last week. So you might want to check that out if you're ever, drawn to. And that being said, if you want to check me out on Instagram, you are more than welcome to. It's at Kelly_moonbeam.gems. Okay, I do post daily collective reads, as well as on Fridays I do go live with the collective read. It's just a general read. Sometimes it's love, sometimes it's love and finances. It just depends on the message that comes out. Okay. Again, that is from 9 a.m. anytime between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I go live. So if that's something you're interested in, do check that out, okay? Don't forget to like this video, share this video around, as well as subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Also, hit that notification bell. That way you are notified the next time I upload a video, okay? So in addition to these bi-weekly weekend element rune spreads, I also do, like I was saying, the pick a card reading, which is also bi-weekly. I also do zodiac readings. Okay, I do mid-month as well as monthly zodiac readings. So that is also something that you might want to check out as well. Okay. All right. So we're going to start, I guess. We're going to start with the element of earth first. Okay. But just kind of do a little bit of an intro for those of you who haven't done runes before or don't know much about them. Okay, so I do pick 3 runes. The first rune has to do with the overview for that weekend. Okay. The second rune has to do with your challenges, okay? And the third rune has to do with the action taken, okay? Or what needs to be taken, that kind of thing. What you can do, all right? Again, it may resonate with you now. This may resonate with you a little bit later. So you're welcome to check out the previous video, okay? That being said, I just want to go over... So we're doing earth, okay? So I just want to go over your runes from the last video. Sorry, guys. I don't know where my dog went, but anyway. So we started with... So earth. Your overview... the last I think 2 weeks ago, yeah, was journey. Okay, your challenge was signals reversed, and the action that you needed to take was strength. Okay, so that being said, we're gonna see if that energy continues. Basically, what I can sense from the last one was that you are exactly that, on a journey. Okay, Earth, you have been on this, again, and this could be self-discovery. It's whatever it is for you, okay? The challenge that you're having is, that being said, signals, okay, in reverse. So signals are being crossed. You're not receiving the messages you need to be receiving. You're getting things mixed up, right? Your intuition hasn't been bang on. And the action that you need to be taking is strength. You just need to have courage, right? Believe in yourself, right? That kind of thing, right? Have strength. All right, so let's see about the runes for this weekend. All right, what is the overview for the element of Earth for the weekend of July 3rd to the 5th? Okay, so I'm just going to record them. Okay, so your first card for the overview is growth, but it came in the reverse, so whichever looks reversed to you, okay? Opposite of the letter B, so maybe like that. For you, that looks reversed, okay? Possibly. So this is growth in the reverse. That is what's happening for you, okay? So this journey, clearly, if we're talking about continuing on from the last time, I do feel like something has happened here to almost like a pause is what I'm sensing, okay? Let's read about that. But kind of what I'm sensing is a pause. For anyone who's wondering about the name of this rune, it's called Berkana, okay? But it's in the reverse. So with it being reversed, it's saying events, or more likely aspects of character, interfere with the growth of new life. You may feel dismay at failing to take right action, okay? But rather than dismay, what is called for here is diligence. Examine what has occurred, your role in it, okay? Your needs, the needs of other people. Are you placing your wants before the needs of others? Okay, strip away until you can identify the obstacles of growth in this situation. Then, penetrating gently intimate like the wind, you may be required to cultivate the soil once again, yet through correct preparation, growth is assured. Okay, so for you, Earth, whatever it is that you're dealing with along this journey, I do sense that this is something that you've been partaking on a while, and I feel like I said this in the last video too, like you've been on this for a while, for well over a year, okay? Changing things, you know. Let's check out what your challenge is. Okay, what is the challenge for the element of Earth for the weekend of July 3rd to the 5th? Okay, so you have protection as your challenge for this weekend. Okay. What does that mean? exactly for you. Again, it depends on your situation and what your overview is, right? Realistically. But it's like really sitting down and looking at that growth, okay? So let's take your overview, for example. Take that overview, the growth, okay, and really looking at it and like getting deep into it and trying to figure out, right? Really reflect on it in order to better understand you, okay? Because the only way that you're going to be able to protect yourself is you understand you, your triggers, right? What your fears are, all of that. Okay, so let's look at protection. So control of the emotions is an issue here. During times of transition, shifts in life course, and accelerated self-change, it is important not to collapse yourself into your emotions, the highs as well as the lows. New opportunities and challenges are typical of this rune, and with them may cause trespasses and unwanted influences. Okay, Algiz, which is the name of this rune, serves as a mirror for the spiritual warrior, the one whose battle is always with the self. Okay, the warrior's protection is like the curved horns of the elk or the warning rustles of the sledge grass, for both serve to keep open space around you. Remain mindful that timely action, right action, and correct conduct are your only true protection. If you find yourself feeling pain, observe the pain, stay with it. Do not try to pull down the veil and escape from life by denying what is happening. Okay? You will progress knowing that this is your protection. So what I'm kind of sensing here is, again, this is really looking at you, right? And understanding yourself and really not judging, okay? It's not easy, right? It's going to take definitely some time. Oh, sorry. Throat was getting a little dry. But yeah, I do sense it's going to be, it's the continuation. It's the next step, the next phase, right? All right, let's see what your course of action is for the element of Earth for the weekend of July 3rd to the 5th. Well, there we go. That was easy. So you guys got the unknowable, the blank rune. Okay. Really, this is like the connection to Source, God. Anything is possible here because everything is unknown. And I feel like, again, this is part of your journey, Earth, okay? It's your fear. You're scared of whatever is to come. Because I feel like you can't predict what's going to happen, and you can't protect yourself. Again, it's that challenge, right? Let's see about that. Unknowable. Blank is the end, blank the beginning. This is the rune of total trust and should be taken as exciting evidence of your most immediate contact with your own true destiny, which time and time again rises like the phoenix from the ashes of what we call fate. Okay? The appearance of this rune can portend to a death, but that death is usually symbolic, okay, and may relate to any part of your life as you are living it right now. Relinquishing control is the ultimate challenge for the spiritual warrior. Here, the unknowable informs you that it is in motion in your life. In the blankness is held undiluted potential. At the same time, both pregnant and empty, the rune comprehends the totality of being, all that it is to be actualized. Okay? Drawing the blank rune may bring to the surface our deepest fears. Will I fail? Will I be abandoned? Will it all be taken away? Okay? And yet our highest good, our truest possibilities, and all our fertile dreams are held within the blankness. Willingness and permitting are what this rune requires. For how can you exercise control over what is not yet in form? The blank rune often calls for no less an act of courage than an empty-handed leap into the void. Drawing it is a direct test of faith. The unknowable represents the path of karma, the sum total of your actions and their consequences, the lessons that are yours for this lifetime. And yet this rune teaches that the very depths of old karma shift and evolve as you shift and evolve. Okay? Nothing is predestined. What beckons is the creative power of the unknown. Whenever you draw the blank rune, take heart. Know that the work of self-change is progressing in your life. Okay? So, again, Earth, you're definitely moving up, leveling up is what I'm kind of sensing. This growth, again, it's going to, you're fighting it, right? Like, you need to just kind of take some time for yourself, really look at yourself, get in it, and that's hard. Nobody wants to really do that, right? It's not easy, but it needs to be done. Okay, in order for you to progress further, again, it's going to be your challenge, right? But ultimately, you don't know what's going to happen. It's unknown. So just have faith, okay? I think for some of you, prayer or meditation might help to really get in there and really figure things out for yourself. All right, so we're going to move on to the next element. We're going to do air next, okay? So let's go back in time and see about... Okay, so air. 2 weeks ago, we did this reading, and we got, for your overview, was initiation reversed, okay? You got partnership was your challenge, and your action was opening, okay? So, air. I feel like for some of you, much like Earth is on a journey, I feel like you are too, but a different, completely different type of journey. This one, a challenge for you is partnership. However, that being said, partnership doesn't always mean partnership with a person, or it could be a romantic partnership. It could be definitely, and this was your challenge, right? Partnership. So it could be that you were having some issues there with a romantic partnership. For some of you, that was like a familial partnership, right? Or it could have been even with a coworker, colleagues. For some of you, all partnerships of all kinds. But the one that, like, there's two that really stand out, and that's partnership to the divine, the connection that to source, but also that partnership with yourself, right? That, and I feel like that has been a challenge for you guys. Air is more so self. Okay, you've got that connection with the divine, I feel, but you're lacking in your own with self. I think there are things that we, or you, I would say, I've got some air in my chart too, but yeah. So your action was opening, and I feel that was more so of opening up and really being open to things that may be unexpected, right? All right, let's move on. Air. We're going to check out what your overview is. Okay, what is the overview for the element of air for the weekend of July 3rd to the 5th? Okay. So, So for you guys, we have signals, and it came out in the reverse. Okay? So, again, I feel like there's something that it's like messages that you're not receiving, and this could be messages from people, okay, even from your own damn self, from your subconscious, right? This could be messages from the divine, your guides, whatever it is. Communication is off, and again, Mercury is in retrograde. I'm not surprised that you're having some communication failures, right? And that is kind of what's happening. With that comes issues with technology may be impacting you right now. So let's read about this in reversed. So Zeus is the name of the rune, okay, and it's in the reverse. It means signals messenger rune, okay, the god Loki. Okay, so you may be concerned over what appears to be failed communication, lack of clarity, or awareness either in your past history or in the present situation. Okay, you may feel inhibited from accepting what is offered. A sense of futility or wasted motion may overwhelm you. Okay, remember, however, that what is happening is timely to your process. If the well is clogged, this is the moment for cleaning out the old. Reversed, and Zeus is saying, consider the uses of adversity. So, air. What I'm kind of sensing, again, like I was saying, right? It kind of connected there, right? The communication, that seems to be a factor here for you guys. So let's see what your challenge is going to be, air. Okay, what is the challenge for the element of air for the weekend of July 3rd to the 5th? I feel like you had this, but last week. But I feel like it was reversed. Okay, so it's initiation, but I don't know if that's upright or what. You got it in the upright though, not in the reversed. I believe you had it 2 weeks ago in the reverse, and I don't think it was your challenge. I think it was your overview. So that to me is showing progress, movement, because you're moving to the next step, right? So it's kind of interesting to see. But so initiation, which is also something that's hidden, right? And again, we're in the reversed, right? So this could be anything. Like this could be something that's being hidden from you, by other people. This is you hiding things. This is the universe hiding things from you. Okay, you're the divine, right? Your guides. Something is definitely being hidden here. But for a good reason, though, I feel. You'd become obsessed with it if you knew otherwise, right? Or just the process alone, right? You've been on this journey already. If you knew the process, the whole process, you might, right? But taking it one step at a time seems to be working for you. And already we're progressing forward. So let's read about initiation in... What did we say? We got it this time, initiation. So it's not in the reverse, it's in the upright. Okay, so something hidden, a secret matter. Okay, a heretic or mystery. So the mystery rune pointing to that which is beyond our frail manipulative powers. Perth is on the side of heaven, the unknowable, and has associations with the phoenix. Okay, the mystical bird which consumes itself in the fire, then rises from its own ashes. Its ways are secret and hidden. Powerful forces of change are at work here. Yet what is achieved is not easily or readily shared. Okay, after all, becoming whole, what it means is a profound secret. On the side of the earthly or mundane, there may well be surprises, gains, or rewards that you did not anticipate. Okay? On the side of human nature, this rune is symbolized by the flight of the eagle, soaring free from entanglement, lifting yourself above the endless ebb and flow of ordinary life to acquire broader vision. All this is indicated here. Another of the cycle runes, Perth, stands at the heart of initiation. Nothing external matters here except as it shows you its inner reflection. Okay, this rune is concerned with the deepest stratum of your being, the bedrock on which your destiny is founded. For some, Perth means experiencing a death. It need be. Okay, let go of everything, no expectations, no exclusions. Nothing less than renewal of your spirit is at stake when you draw this rune. Okay, so air, that is going to be your challenge. Okay, moving forward. Okay, leveling up, that kind of thing. That's going to be, again, because you don't know what is coming next. It's not expected and it's unexpected. And for air signs, you guys think a lot. You're logical, right? So it might be a bit unnerving. All right, so let's find out what your action is. Okay, what is the action that air needs to take for the weekend of July 3rd to the 5th. So we got partnership. Okay. So, and like I was saying, for you guys, I believe you had partnership. So you had initiation in the reverse and you had partnership as your challenge. So again, we're moving forward. See, this is definitely moving forward in your journey. Okay, it's showing progression again. Okay, so now this is the action that you need to take. Partnership, a gift. Okay, so this is Gebo. Drawing this rune is an indication that partnership in some form is at hand. Okay, a love relationship, a business matter, any partnership. We talked about this earlier, right? So for true partnership is achieved only by separate and whole beings who retain their separateness even as they reunite, okay, or unite. Remember to let the winds of heaven dance between you. At the same time, there is another aspect of partnership that you are being called to consider. Okay, for the path of partnership can lead you to the realization of the still greater union with the higher self. Okay, union with the divine. The ultimate gift of this rune is the realization of the divine in all things. God always enters into equal partnerships. Gebo, the rune of partnership, has no reverse, for it signifies the gift of freedom, okay, from which flow all other gifts. So, there you go. Action. Partnership with your higher self, okay? So that is what's needed. I think, again, it was your challenge, and now I feel like you have moved to beyond that, definitely, because it's now your action and what you are doing, okay? You know that you've identified it as your challenge, and now you're moving forward to, and that shows growth, definitely, okay? All right, so we're going to move on to water now. So water, 2 weeks ago, your overview was opening in the reverse, okay? Your challenge was constraint reversed, and then your action was gateway, okay? So what I'm kind of sensing based off that, again, I channel and then I read and I it's kind of gone, unless it's I watch and watch and watch, and then I'll retain something. Like if something stands out, like for instance with air, all the connections there, and leveling up and moving forward, I'm definitely going to retain that because it was profound for me. Even though, again, like I do have some air, it's not much. All right, so water. Again, much like the other elements that we've done so far, you are definitely on a journey. I feel like everybody's been on this journey, and it may play a part with all the, with all these planets being retrograde at one point. I know Venus is now no longer retrograde, but we still have 5 other planets out there going. So can be playing and disrupting things, right? So you were having some issues with opening up, I believe, the last 2 weeks, and let's see if you've moved forward with that, because I know your action was gateway, right? Gateway does move forward, like it means move forward. However, there is that you did get constraint reversed, like you're having some difficulty there in how to move forward, when to move forward. And again, I feel like it does have to do with something that profound that's happened. All right, so let's move on with, all right, so let's see what the overview is for the element of water for the weekend of July 3rd to the 5th. Ooh, is this? We have constraint. Okay, so you have constraint reversed as your overview, and this was, I want to say, your challenge 2 weeks ago. Okay, this was your challenge 2 weeks ago, and now it's your overview. So you were still dealing with the same issue. Okay, again, that being said, I do remember it being something, like I said, profound. It's definitely rocked you. Okay, so let's read about this. It is in the reversed. Okay, so as part of the cycle of initiation, it's the great teacher disguised as the bringer of pain and limitation. It has been said that only at the moment of greatest darkness do we become aware of the light within and come to recognize the true creative power of the self. Okay, when something within you is disowned, that which is disowned wreaks havoc. A cleansing is required here, and in undertaking it, you fund a will and strengthen character. Begin with what is most difficult, and proceed to that which is easy. Or conversely, begin with what is easy and proceed to that which is most difficult. Either way, remember that suffering in its original sense merely meant undergoing. Thus, you are required to undergo the dark side of your passage and bring it into light. Controlling your anger, restraining your impulses, keeping your faith firm. All this is at issue here. Modesty and good temper are essential at such a challenging time. Okay, so that is your overview for this weekend. That being said, water, like I was saying, definitely went through something that's rocked you a bit. Okay, so let's see what that challenge is going to be for you. What is the challenge for the element of water for the weekend of July 3rd to the 5th? So you have protection in the reversed. Okay, that is your that's your rune. So that's going to be your challenge. So I feel like the stress that you've been under, if you're not careful, it's going to end up harming you physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever. It could be all of that for you. Okay. Again, like I said, this is something you're dealing with that has been quite challenging. Okay. But again, like, it's going to make you grow and like level up for sure at the end of this. All right, so let's read about protection in the reverse. So reversed, be thoughtful about your health and do not add to the burdens others are carrying. Look carefully at the associations you form at this time. If you see fit to become involved with people who are using you, remain cautious of that fact and take responsibility for your own position. Then you can only benefit. And yet, regardless of whether your enterprise prospers or suffers, do not be overly concerned. You may not win, but you will never lose. Okay, for you can always learn from what takes place. Temperance and courtesy are this rune's protective powers. So, that being said, water, I do sense that can be definitely, you've been hurt before, 100%, given your overview here in this challenge. But you need to... Alright, so let's look at the action that you need to take, water. So what is the action the element of water needs to take for the weekend of July 3rd to the 5th? Okay, so you guys have disruption. Okay. Okay, so disruption as your action. So if you break it down, disruption just means change, right? Something comes in to, it's like the tower. It could be like, yeah, something coming in, shaking things up, right? That kind of energy. So maybe that's what you need to do. Shake things up. So let's look at that. So change, freedom, and invention and liberation are all attributes of this rune. So drawing it indicates a pressing need within the psyche to break free from constricting identification with material reality and to experience the world of archetypal mind. The rune of elemental disruption of events that seems to be totally beyond your control. Okay, Hagalaz has only an upright position and yet always operates through reversal. Okay, when you draw this rune, expect disruption, for it is a great awakener, although the form the awakening takes may vary. Okay, perhaps you will experience a gradual feeling of coming to your senses, as though you are emerging from a deep sleep. Then again, the onset of power may be such as to of what you previously knew as your reality, your security, your understanding of yourself, okay? Your work, your relationships, and your beliefs. Disruption takes many forms. A relationship fails, plans go awry, a source of supply runs dry, okay? But do not be dismayed. Whether you created the disruption or whether it comes from an outside source, you are not without power in this situation. Your inner strength, the will you have funded until now in your life, provides support and guidance at a time when everything you've taken for granted is being challenged. Another of the cycle runes, the term radical continuity best describes the action of Hagalaz at its most forceful. The more severe the disruption in your life, the more significant the time and timely the requirements of your growth. The universe and your own soul are demanding that you do indeed grow. All right, water. So definitely there's a lot going on you're still dealing with, okay? But it again, it's all happened for a reason. It's all going to help you grow, okay? But you need to get in there and shake things up because you're still, it's like you're in a loop, okay? So get in there, shake it up, almost like jolt, okay? An AED, right? Get one of those. But yeah, so we're going to move on to the next element, and that. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the element of fire. So while I'm going to have to stitch this video quite, yeah, it's been interesting. But anyway, fire. So we're going to look at your runes for 2 weeks ago. Okay, so you had as your overview protection, you had wholeness as your challenge, and you had disruption as your action. Okay, so fire, what this tells me is that definitely your challenge has been dealing with this journey that you've been on, having to figure yourself out, okay? Getting right with yourself, okay, is what's standing out here. And again, this is probably due to the overview, which was protection, having to protect yourself against others. You've been burned before, okay? That being said, action being so disruption, right? So again, this is something coming in and kind of to shake things up, get things moving, change things up, based on, you know, whatever it is that you were doing before. So let's get into it. So what happened was I had a little bit of technical difficulties, and for whatever reason the camera stopped, or I thought I had hit record. I know I did, but it stopped mid reading. So, but I recorded everything, like wrote down the runes that came out for you guys. So for your overview for this week, we've got harvest. Okay, so harvest has to do with cycles. Okay, so whatever it is that you've put out there, whether it was intentions or something that you've planted a seed, for example, whatever it is that you've been doing, working towards it, this has been going on for quite some time. Okay, harvest generally has to do with a time frame, right? Typically even up to a year. Okay, it's also, that being said, it's your overview. So you've come to a point in time where right now you're harvesting, okay, the fruits of your labor. Okay, it's been some time has gone by, and yeah, so let's read about this. Okay, so we have harvest, fertile season, 1 year. So a rune of beneficial outcomes, Jera, applies to any activity or endeavor to which you are committed. Be aware, however, that no quick results can be expected. Okay, a span of a time is usually involved, hence the keywords 1 year, symbolizing a full cycle before the reaping, the harvest, or deliverance. You have prepared the ground and planted the seed. Now you must cultivate with care. Okay, to those whose labor has a long season, a long coming to term, Jera offers encouragement of success. Know that the outcome is in the keeping of providence, and continue to persevere. Remember the old story about the farmer who was so eager to assist his crops that he went out into the night and tugged on the new shoots? There is no way to push the river. Equally, you cannot hasten the harvest. Being mindful that patience is essential for the recognition of your own process, which in its season leads to the harvest of self. Okay, so that is your overview. Okay, so again, you're harvesting on that. You have worked towards this. All right, so your challenge of fire is stand still. Okay, that's what you've got for this week. Okay, and that's going to be your challenge. So what that means is, well, you've got to do exactly what that means. Stand still, do nothing, no action required. However, that being said, that is very hard for you to do, right? Given you are fire, you're impulsive, you're passionate and driven and all of that, right? So it's going to be interesting. Okay, so let's read about standstill here. Withdrawal or ice. The winter of the spiritual life is upon you. You may find yourself entangled in a situation to whose implications you are in effect blind. You may feel powerless to do anything except submit, surrender, even sacrifice some long-cherished desire. Be patient, for this is the period of gestation that precedes a rebirth. Positive accomplishment is unlikely now. There is a freeze on useful activity. All your plans are on hold. You may be experiencing an unaccustomed drain on your energy and wonder why. A chill wind is reaching you over the ice floes of old, outmoded habits. Trying to hold on can result in shallowness of feeling, a sense of being out of touch with life. Okay, seek to discover what it is you are holding onto that perpetuates this condition and let go. Shed, release, cleanse away the old. Doing so will bring on the thaw. Usually Isa requires a sacrifice of the personal, okay, the I. At such a time, you cannot hope to rely on help or friendly support, and yet there is no reason for anxiety. Submit and be still, for what you are experiencing is not necessarily the result of your actions or habits, but rather arises from conditions about which you can do nothing. What has been full must empty, what has increased must decrease. This is the way of heaven and earth. To surrender is to display courage and wisdom, and yet there is another face to stand still. Just as winter is a time for going within, drawing Isa can announce a time of restoration and renewal at the deepest level. In your solitude, exercise caution and do not stubbornly persist in attempting to work your will. Remain mindful that the seed of the new is present in the shell of the old, the seed of unrealized potential, the seed of the good. Trust your own process and watch for signs of spring. Okay, so that is your challenge, fire, okay, for this weekend. So let's look at what your action is going to be, or what needs to be, okay? Okay, what is the action that fire needs to take for the weekend of July 3rd to the 5th? Okay. Okay, so you got defense as your action that needs to be taken after standstill. Interesting. So what I'm sensing here, there's definitely and I feel like this is a result of your challenge, because it's going to be hard for you to do nothing. And I feel like your action is definitely tied into that. And maybe even direct results too for some of you. Right, so let's see. Defense. Okay. As we are tested, we find the power to avert blockage and defeat. At the same time, we develop in ourselves an aversion to the conduct that creates stress in our lives. If there appears to be an obstacle in your path, consider that even a delay may prove beneficial. Do not be overly eager to press forward, okay? For this is not a time or situation in which you can make your influence felt. Patience is the counsel Ithwas offers. Nothing hectic, no acting needed, no lusting after or desired outcome. This rune speaks to the difficulties that can arise at the beginning of a new life. Often it announces a time of waiting, for a spring to fill up with water, for fruit to ripen on the burrow. Perseverance and foresight are called for here. The ability to foresee consequences before you act is a mark of the profound person. Okay, avert anticipated difficulties through right action, this rune is saying. And yet, even more than we are doers, we are deciders. Once the decision is clear, the doing becomes effortless, for then the universe supports and empowers our action. Receiving Ethwas, you are put on notice that through inconvenience and discomfort, growth is promoted. This may well be trying time. Certainly it is a meaningful one. So set your house in order, tend to business, be clear, okay, and wait on the will of heaven. Okay, so that is your action for this weekend. Fire. So that has been your rune reading for the weekend of July 3rd to the 5th. Again, don't get hung up on this date. It's just there for organizational purposes. But again, if you're drawn to this reading, awesome. Hopefully it helped you out in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Again, if you don't resonate with it, try the reading previous to that. Or again, it could be that it is a prediction, in which case it's not going to resonate yet, right? May happen in the next little while. Okay, that being said, if you've liked this video, please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up. Okay, share it around. Do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and do hit that notification bell. That way you're notified the next time I upload a video. Okay, don't forget to check me out on Instagram at kelly_moonbeam.gems. I do post their daily collective reads, and then I go live on Fridays between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if that's something you're interested in, do check me out there. Okay, also don't forget to check the description box below this video. Okay, there is information there on personal readings. If that's something that you're interested in, don't hesitate to contact me if you've got any questions regarding that as well. All right, so yeah, that has been your weekend element rune spread. Again, I'm going to be linking the 2 videos. Do check those out, and yeah, have a wonderful day. Many blessings.